Hey everybody, Koricon here, and we're going to be talking about Gold, new movie with Akshay Kumar. But before we get started, I wanted to thank the subscriber that sent me a small donation to help get me to the theater. I really appreciate it. I'm not sure if they wanted me to give them a shout out or not, and so I'm going to default to anonymous, but you know who you are. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate it. Also, there's been a lot of storms and flooding going on in Kerala in India on the west coast. You know, my thoughts are with you guys. It's devastating. Like, I've seen some of the footage and it's crazy flooding. I think I saw a video of a guy that was in his house and the water came up to his head. Just nuts. And so there's ways of helping, not just donating money, but also donating items and products that are really needed. And I will have links to how to do that in the description below, and I'll get into more detail on that at the end of the video if you want to stay. I'm going to be doing a live stream on Daniel and Gian Talk for the podcast. We will be talking about Gold for a little bit if you want some spoiler information. Links to their channel in the description below, but also links to our little announcement video that came out last week. So go ahead and check that out so you know what time it is. Gold was directed and written by Rima Kagti with writing help from Rajesh Devraj and Javed Akhtar. Our cast includes Akshay Kumar, Mouni Roy, Kunal Kapoor, Amit Saad, Vinay Kumar Singh, Sunny Kaushal. There's a bunch of people in that, but those are the ones that I wanted to highlight. Mouni Roy did a very good job as Akshay Kumar's wife. I liked their banter back and forth. They at sometimes were a little over the top, but for the most part, I thought their relationship was really cute. And one of the things that I had talked about in previous reviews is sometimes they'll throw a love story in the middle of a story just to have the love story. But the other character, the female character, really has nothing else to do with the movie. She's just there to be the love interest for this short period of time when they have a backflash, and then she's pretty much gone for the rest of the movie. So you could have cut her out and no one would tell the difference. You wouldn't be able to know. But in this movie, she's throughout the film, she plays an important part in his life, and some of the drama that takes place behind the scenes of what he's going through include her as a support system. And so I really loved their relationship. I thought they did a good job, even though they did have a couple of over-the-top moments. Kunal Kapoor as Samrat. He wasn't in the movie that much, but what he did bring to the table was really good. He played more of like a mentor, and he was the old captain. He was the guy that everybody looked up to and wanted to be. And I thought he played that very well. But he didn't have a lot to do in the movie, but the moments that he did have, he did a good job. Vinay Kumar Singh, his character didn't have a lot to do. Imtaz Shah. He didn't have a lot to do, but what he did do, he did well. He wasn't bad. He wasn't amazing. He just did a good job with the character that they gave him, but he didn't really have that much. The standouts of the support characters for me were Amit Saad and Sunny Kaushal. I thought Sunny Kaushal did a great job as Himat. He had some emotional sequences. He would have built up rage. You know, he would be quick to anger, but he would also, you could feel stress on him, and he did a great job acting that. Amit Saad did a very good job playing the rich brat, which that's kind of, I just wanted to say that. I love you, Amit, I swear. But he also, again, just like he did in Breathe, you could see a lot of emotion on his face without him having to say anything. And I really like when they do that with characters, that you don't have to give dialogue. He can show on his face what he's thinking, what he's going through, and you can just go along with the ride with that. You don't have to try and create dialogue. And Sonny Kushal was the same way. There were moments where he didn't have to say anything. You could just see it on his face. I love period pieces. I like seeing the production value of a period piece. And this movie did not disappoint. You had the awesome cars from the 1930s and 40s. You had the architecture and the stuff in the background, like the pens or the paper and the pencils and all the little stuff in the production that's in the background, the clothing. All of it looked like the time period, and I thought the production design did an amazing job. I loved what they did in the background. I was watching everything with glee. But what really brought me to this movie was the story. I loved what they did with the story in saying that Akshay Kumar had coached a team. They went to the Olympics in 1939 during the Nazi Olympics under the British flag, and they won. But he's at the Nazi Olympics, Hitler is leaving, and he sees the British flag playing the song while he's won. It's a great character motivation building foundation for a film. I loved that foundation. Then, of course, India gains their independence from Britain, and they want to go back to the Olympics to win the gold for India, get their first gold medal under the Indian flag. And you can see him, he's like kind of hiding the Indian flag under his suit jacket. That's a part of the film. You know, it was kind of cool what they did with that. This is a fictional story with fictional characters. However, you can make the argument that Akshay Kumar's character is very, very loosely based on a real person of the time named Moin-ul-Haq, and he was the chief de mission of the Indian Olympic contingent when India participated as a free country. He wasn't the coach of just a hockey team. He was actually kind of an overall for the Olympics in India, and would kind of oversee all of the teams and try and get people invested and involved with the sports to send them to the Olympics. So he would go and find people that had some kind of talent and would try and convince them to pick up a sport no matter what it was, just so they could get enough people to go to the Olympics. He wanted engagement. Akshay Kumar's character, Tapan Das, he did the same thing, but only for field hockey. They zeroed it down to a very specific sport with these characters, and that's what makes it really fictionalized. Some would say it's not based on that guy. You know, you can make the argument either way, but there was a real person at the time that did that. There were some moments of overacting with Akshay Kumar and Moni Roy. It could be the way that they were written, and it wasn't that bad. There were just moments that were a little too elevated where I'm like, come on, you know, tone it down a bit. But, you know, it was a little bit distracting, but not bad. The dramatic moments that both of them had that really mattered, though, they did a good job with. Especially this one sequence where he's hitting rock bottom. She's kind of supporting him, you know, telling him what he's doing wrong. And they have this really nice moment where he breaks down. I thought that was a very good scene. They both acted it very well. It was more of some other stuff that they went over the top. One of the things that really surprised me in this movie was the music. A lot of Indian films, they will have kind of popular, you know, present day kind of current sounding music, whether it be, you know, electronica or rap or whatever else, which of course does not fit in a period piece. So I was curious going in, are they going to have songs? If they do, what are they going to do with them? How are they going to integrate it with the time period? And they did an awesome job. So you'd have two dance sequences, but one of them was kind of cut short because it's a moment, I don't want to give it away, but it's a moment in the film where he's kind of hitting rock bottom. There's some stuff going on with the kind of bad guy. That was one of the things that were a little over the top, but they did have a song during that time. There was another song and dance sequence that was earlier in the movie that was placed perfectly. The dancing was entertaining. I liked that. The music was really good. It sounded like something from the 1930s or 40s. It had a big band kind of swing feel to it. You had some female dancers with the costumes and dresses of the time. They were doing dance moves of that time. And they even spoke some English during the chorus of the song, which makes a lot of sense because big band and swing music came from America. But then the verses parts were all in Hindi, and the mix was really nice. My friend Scott that was with me, he really enjoyed that aspect of it. The other songs they had 2 other songs in the movie, and they were montage, which, again, montage is a great way of getting a song in there and pushing the story along if you just wanted to get a song in the movie. And the montages that they used were pretty smart because it was pushing the story. There would have been a lot of exposition if they tried to do it without a song montage. And so I think they utilized those 2 very well. The sports moments of them playing field hockey, I think for the most part were filmed very well. You had some medium to wider shots so that you could see what was going on in the field. You knew who had the ball, who else wanted the ball, you know, who you could pass to, the defenders, where they were located. And so it wasn't like cut too much to where you didn't really know what was going on and all of a sudden there's a goal. You know, they really did utilize the field and their medium shots and a little bit of wide shots to allow you to see where the game was moving. There were some moments where I wish the camera was pulled back just a little bit more so I could see slightly more stuff in frame. But again, it wasn't bad and it didn't get in the way. I was just more like, come on, move back just a teensy so I can see what's going on, more of what's going on. I could still tell what was going on easily. I just wanted to see a little bit more in the frame. The way that the Olympic tournament was played out in the film was very standard for a lot of sports movies. You would see it in America. We have a lot of sports movies and they follow the same kind of, not criteria, but beats all the way along. And they did the same kind of thing. And in that, there's always some kind of tension between some of the players and you need to unite. You need to play as a team. It's not an individual thing. And they did that well, but I think they did it a little too long. I think the moment where they coalesced into a team should have been a little bit earlier in the film. Not a lot, just a teeny bit earlier. I think they waited a little bit too long to hit that we are a team moment. I think it was just slightly too late and made it feel kind of forced, like they had to do it just to get through the end of the movie because of what they wanted to do. I understand why they did that, because of part of what's in the ending. I just think story-wise it would have played more realistically, I guess you could say, if they coalesced as a team earlier on, because it makes it a little bit harder to believe that they were able to win all this time without being, you know, coalesced as a team. Overall, I really liked the movie. I thought the acting was on point for the most part. Directing was done very well. It was well written. Production design was on point. And the story was interesting, especially the basis of it, being at the Nazi Olympics under the British flag and now wanting to get a gold medal under the Indian flag. That is great motivation and it holds the story together. I just wish there were a couple of small things that could have been tweaked to make it slightly better. And this is a very good movie to come out on India's Independence Day. So I think they timed it well. They did it well. I'm going to give Gold an A. But what did you guys think? Comment below and let me know your thoughts on Gold. What did you like? What did you not like? What do you agree? What do you disagree with me? Let's keep it civil down there. Give me your opinions and give me your thoughts. Now, if you would like to help out with Kerala and what's going on with the flooding, there are plenty of ways that you can support them through money and other products. If you don't like handing money over because you think people are not going to handle it well, you can always send products directly to the area. Amazon has a great thing set up where you can order stuff and then have it mailed over there. and then Habitat for Humanity will distribute it. Personally, I sent food and some clothing. And so I know that that is going for that thing. So if you want to give money, there are plenty of options to do that. If you want to give products that you know are needed, there's plenty of options for doing that. I have links in the description below for all of the places that you can access to send money and support. But make sure that you're careful not to get caught with any of these fake kind of websites. All of the links in this description are real, and I also am putting in links for the 2 news articles where I got that information. There are some places coming up that are making it look like it is the relief, the flood relief, and it's not. It's really scamming money from people, so be careful where you give your money. But please check out those links, help them out. My thoughts are with you guys. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you on the next video.